Welcome everyone. You have found yourself at the DTC YouTube page. Here we talk about all things design, renovation, construction, budget, things that look pretty, things that don't look pretty, and hopefully you enjoy that. And if you do, I would love it if you could give us a like and a subscribe. Today I'm going to be reviewing a video from Dwell's YouTube account. I love Dwell. The magazine is fantastic. They have a ton of good video content. Architectural Digest is wonderful. Dwell sort of brings you more of a real world feel of what people are doing, or should I say maybe a little bit less insane budgets and celebrities. So they've got some really, really great homes on here, and this one is intriguing to me. This is an Indiana couple. If you know me, you know I'm a huge sports ball fan, and the Indiana Hoosiers have been a lifetime passion of mine since last year when I found out my buddy went there. So this is a budget breakdown. A couple hand-built a farmhouse of their dreams for $166,000. That blows my mind because that is less than the down payment on a house in Southern California. So let's get into it.
I'm Siosi. I'm artist, furniture maker, furniture designer, and I'm one half of Siosi Design.
I'm Audie Culver.
Right away, you should check out Siosi Design stuff. They are fantastic.
And I'm also a furniture designer, woodworker, artist, photographer. As woodworkers and furniture designers, it generally makes sense to live on the same land where you work. And we live out in the middle of the woods in Bloomington, Indiana.
I'm obsessed with this already. Like, out in the middle of the woods, it looks so charming and pretty. I like that it's sort of almost like a storybook home. Like, it just feels a little quirky and off, but I love the way it blends in with the nature, and it's so simple.
A lot of people comment on how our house kind of looks like a little kid's drawing of a house, and I love that.
We had a really small budget, so part of designing the house was taking that into consideration. We designed the house to dimensions that would leave the least amount of waste. So like our sidewalls are 16 feet, so that's 2 8-foot sheets of drywall. We just tried to be mindful, keep it simple, and figured we could build out the rest and make it our own with our finishes. I think I still wanted it to feel like something we found and stumbled upon. It was intimidating to think that we were going to have a brand new house, and I was scared that it was going to be too fancy.
There was like a point where we were like, oh, we thought we were building something extremely simple.
I love it. That line, I was scared it was going to be too fancy. I get it, having done my house, fully renovating it, kind of doing it from scratch. My biggest concern always in the back of my head was I don't want people to walk into this home and be afraid to enjoy it. And a lot of the time in a new build, you get that feeling. And so I think they've got a master class here in bringing the outdoors in. There's so much greenery in this space, and right away it makes you feel very welcomed. It's very simple. The finishes are very simple. There's a lot of wood. There's warmth to that. I love already getting an overview shot of that kitchen. It very much is not what you think your typical kitchen would look like, but it's super functional and it has what they need, and I think that is great. When you're doing your space, you always want to think about what you truly, truly need. I like the little 16-foot sidewalls, 2 slabs of drywall. That's great, saves a little bit of money. Does it change the game drastically? I don't think so, but fun little trick.
And it is simple, but the height makes it really grand. The evolution of the house is kind of constant. The plants go up the wall, and our brains are constantly working out different ways to make the space more interesting and ways to use this vertical space more. The only way we can afford nice furniture is if we make it ourselves, of course. I think the cobbler's kid can have nice shoes. I think artists deserve to be able to make things for themselves. We made ourselves a very nice dining table out of a walnut slab. Orchid
I think what they say rings true for me. The cobbler's kid can't have nice shoes. I feel a little bit of that. You know, there's things in my home I still want to do that I can't, that I do in clients' homes. But I've noticed I've loved my home more over time. I felt like when I built it, it just felt like stress, and it felt like not a blank canvas, because it was definitely elevated past that, but it was a starting point for me to start to layer onto it. And the more I do myself in there, using my own hands in it, the more I love a space. So I think that rings true in anybody's home. The more effort you put into something, the better it is.
Shelving for my ever-growing hobby. Multiple orchid shelvings. Kitchen sink is a genuine mid-century cast iron farm sink that we got off of Craigslist. A little curvy cabinet that was an experiment in the shop. Not good enough for a client, but hell yeah, good enough for us. I think living in a space, getting to know it, and doing things more gradually helps you make better decisions in the long run.
Few details that I liked over there was the grout color. I don't know if you caught that, but it changed color throughout. They were using white tile, and it was almost like a rainbow gradient. Really neat. I have not seen that before. That is, obviously they are artists. The hood vent had the cutout in it to display some things. My wife recently showed me an Instagram account. I forget who it is off the top of my head, but they had a piece of art on their hood vent. I don't know if it's ever for me, but I appreciate when I see it elsewhere. The unexpected is always wonderful. So I think that's really cool.
This project will never be finished. That's okay with me. I don't know, my favorite part is just getting to live here, I guess.
That vanity was really cool. They're sort of just glossing over these fantastic details of things that they built. But there was some drama to that, darker stone, the wood, the curves. I think the thought of a home is never, or this project will never be finished. I think I've realized that in my own home. For so many years, I wanted to just like be done in my space and like, this is it forever. And it's forever evolving. I do think like my wife could never do a thing to our house and love it forever and it will always be perfect. And that is her personality, and mine is staring at something going, what's the next evolution of this? And neither person is right or wrong. I just think you know who you are. And so if you're somebody who's always wanting to elevate or change or try something new, especially if you are a creative, the home is where you're going to do it.
Having this land and this space to really make ours, it is just, that's the life we've chosen.
I love it. That house is a masterclass in everything you need and nothing that you don't. And they have what works for them in what is a beautiful surrounding. So, you know, when you're in your home, it's not always about upsizing, getting something bigger. It's just about making what you have functional and beautiful. And this is exactly that. So, hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this beautiful $166,000 home. Please, again, give us a like, a subscribe, maybe drop a comment below, and we will be back with more design goodies.